Hello, everyone. Thanks for listening. I'm going to read some more from the Talmud Jmmanuel from chapter 1. And I am going to read the explanation. Creation, what is it? The creation is an immense, neutral, energetical, and evolutive or evolutive Wesenheit being, creation life, that is not a Wesen as such, but a Wesenheit as a pure natural state of energy, a natural evolutive or evolutive spirit energetical activity energy. The Wesenheit creation is a pure spirit energetical being state, creation life state, irradiating energy of spirit light, and therefore not a Wesen or Wesen in the sense of a human being, other creature, or other personified Wesen, so also not a divinity in a superhuman form. A Wesen is an independently existing life form with its own individuality and personality in an impulse, instinct, or consciousness form that is specifically directed towards all possibilities of evolution and with its own physical, psychical, conscious, part conscious, unconscious, impulse or instinct-based development forms, human beings, animals, creatures, and plants. A Wesenheit is not a Wesen as such, but an immaterial or material form of existence without a self-determining possibility of evolution, but where this possibility can be given to a certain extent, such as with the creation universal consciousness, with certain energies, with stones, water, and gases, etc. As a natural spirit energy form, the creation universal consciousness is a spirit energy form based in existing purely on causal evolution, out of which the likewise causal and evolution-based creational natural laws and recommendations are given. These in turn are neutral, positive, balanced in their existence. Consequently, they equally contain 100% positive and 100% negative, only by which the possibility of evolution is given. This negative and positive of equal value means that the creation universal consciousness, including its natural laws and recommendations, are absolutely neutral, positive, balanced. Consequently, neither the negative nor the positive predominates in any wise. As a whole, all of the creation universal consciousness is completely balanced. Hence, neither good nor evil exists in it, but only neutral balance. Consequently, everything also becomes existent in this wise, which means that also every life form becomes existent, i.e. born, in an equal wise. So the good or evil only develops in each through instillment, just as it is also the case with the human being, who is born in a neutral, balanced wise, and only develops into that which he or she will be through the upbringing. The creation universal consciousness is thus neutral, positive balance, in each form, because as a result of its containing in itself 100% positive and 100% negative, an absolute balance of the two energies arises that leads to the effect of balance. When two energies and their powers are of the same strength in every respect, then one or the other cannot predominate, but can only lead to a balance. The whole corresponds to an energetical knowledge and energetical wisdom, as they are also given to the creation within itself. The spirit energy form, creation universal consciousness, accumulates its knowledge and its wisdom continuously further in a spirit energetical wise, namely by gathering in itself the advancing evolution-based processes and results of all of nature, of all contents of the universe, and of the human beings as well as of all other life forms as energetical knowledge and energetical wisdom. Thereby the creation grows cumulatively as a spirit energy form, and indeed for such a long time until it has reached its highest possible energy form. When this state is reached, it then lays itself in a slumber, i.e., the universe falls into contraction, whereupon, after a time span of 7 times 311 trillion and 40 billion years, it forms itself through evolution to a new universe or a new creation universal consciousness as creation, in which there no longer is any coarse elementalness, but only pure spiritual evolution energy. The creation universal consciousness is, therefore, a very high spirit energy form, which can be regarded as an individual spirit energy Wissenheit. That is, however, not a Wesen as such, but a very highly developed causal and evolutive spirit energy form that continuously accumulates, namely through the achievements of evolution and all that which comes forth from its causal and evolution-related laws. The creation universal consciousness is a natural production of its own evolution, just like the human being and all other living creatures as well as the entire universe. And everything existing in it corresponds to the causal forms of evolution given by the creational natural laws. In its natural evolutive energy, it is formed so much higher over all the material and thereby exists so immeasurably high over human beings in a pure spirit energy level that it would be impossible for it to set itself in communicative contact in any wise with a human being. The creation, as a pure energy form without personality and subject to causality as well as evolution, is alone in its existence, and it is neither a duality nor a trinity, but rather an independent, natural, and evolutive single energetical form of unending spirit energetical greatness and might. The human being lives out with and in the evolutive spirit energy of the creation universal consciousness, and consequently, he or she is inseparably connected with it, namely with the spirit form proceeding from it as a tiny part piece, which animates the human being. Like the creation itself, the creational human spirit form is not a Wesen, but solely and exclusively an individual Wesenheit, just as, for example, an element or an object is. Only this corresponds to an object of condensed, coarse, elemental matter, which arose in its actual original origin, however, from an evolutive spirit energetical form. The spirit energy and power of the creation universal consciousness is entirely present in the finest form in everything that exists in its universe. So thus, nothing exists that would not be permeated by creational natural energy. Accordingly, it is also to be understood that everything lives for the creation and continuously lives for it alone, even the human being, because everything is ultimately united with the external creation in order to merge with it again someday. 92. Behold, therefore, over the earth reigns the Ishwish, the master of the celestial suns and of the white and the colored human species. 93. The Ishwish is the lawgiver, bringer of the creational natural laws and recommendations for these human species, and his wishes should be fulfilled, thus by man and woman. 94. The Ishwish, the master of the celestial suns, is magnanimous in his love, but also agitated in his wrath when his law-giving is disobeyed. 95. And Maria's impregnation is an order directive of the Ishwish, and you, Joseph, are to be espoused to Maria as her husband. 96. When Joseph heard this, however, he was mindful of his godliness, honorable following to the laws with regard to the laws of the Ishwish. So he brought Maria home and espoused himself married to her before the people. 97. At this time, a decree went out from Emperor Augustus that all the world should be counted with a census and appraisal. 98. This census was the first of its kind and occurred at the time that Cyrenius was governor in Syria. 99. And all went to be assessed, to be registered, each to his own town. 100. Joseph of Galilee, of the town of Nazareth, also went with his wife Maria into the Judaic land to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was a distant descendant of the lineage of David. 101. This in order to be assessed, to be registered, with his espoused to him wedded wife Maria, who was pregnant by the celestial son Gabriel from the lineage of Rasael, or Rassel. 102. And when they were there, the time came for Maria to give birth. 103. But since they could find no shelter, they spent the night in a stable of an inn. 104. And the young wife Maria had three orphan children in the mother's stead, and she bore her first self-born son begotten by the celestial son Gabriel on the straw, and she named him Jmmanuel, and wrapped him in cloth and laid him in a bundle of straw near the various animals, because there was no other room for her in the inn. Okay, I'm going to stop here at the end of chapter 1. I hope you like the readings, and if you'd like to get that book, you can either go to figu.org or you can go to theyfly.com and buy it at theyfly.com's shop, which is run by Michael Horn. Or you can go to Figu Canada and also purchase this book and many other books written by Billy Edward Albert Meier, also known as Beam. And I just want to say Salome and have a nice day.